Why hello, this is Time itself. Gonna be doing some Summit Domination with shotguns. I've already posted a commentary about this, so I'm not gonna talk about the particulars of my team running a bunch of shotguns, but we do find that the people we're playing against aren't completely clueless, and you're gonna see one of my teammates gets spawn tomahawked here, and they actually managed to push us off a C at the beginning of the game, so we kinda decided to push them around. I will commend them on an impressive start. We actually got caught somewhat off guard here. But as is often the case, by 5 minutes most of the team rage quits. I certainly don't think I'm that good at this game, but I will take that as a compliment saying that I'm doing something right. Really, because after a somewhat rocky start, this game just goes very well for me. And also because in Black Ops I have a much harder time determining the enemy team's skill level. Combat records and leaderboards only tell you so much. You actually want to see how people play.
I think I need to make it clear that we're about handing out the most thorough and convincing ass-kicking we can in any given game. That doesn't mean we need kill streaks, because if you're relying on kill streaks, well then they're like, oh, if we could just keep them from getting them and shoot them down or kill the dogs or whatever, then they wouldn't be kicking our asses hard. So, we try not to rely on kill streaks as much. KD is a small part of it. Really what we're more interested in is their KD, their inability to get what they see as a decent score or to get the kill streaks they think they need to do well in the game. And in Infinity Ward Domination, you have to give them 1 point normally. In order to really control things, you can lock them in there and you can just rack up the kills. Really punish the people who avoided dying earlier to try and save their KD, but gave up a lot of map control and the objective, and punish them for that because they're not going to make it back up without dying a whole lot more. But in Treyarch Domination, triple capping not so bad. They end up spawning randomly everywhere anyway, so why not? If it makes it more confusing for them than it does for us, I guess we'll go ahead and do it. Of course, there are other ways to really frustrate people besides KD, kill streaks, and all that stuff, and that is doing really silly stuff and making it work. Team of shotguns, team of SMGs, any kind of crazy stuff that makes people go, how are they doing that, is another good way to convince them that they just should lose this game. This game really got me thinking about how differently Black Ops plays from Modern Warfare 2, and I started trying to explain why that was. One of the defining points of Modern Warfare 2 was Painkiller. So much so that when I go back and look at my early Black Ops gameplay, having just come from Modern Warfare 2, I'm playing with what you might almost call Painkiller syndrome. Now, I'm not going to post one of those early Black Ops games, but if you want to go back to one of my early Black Ops commentaries, you'll probably see what I'm talking about. Much of my playstyle was dictated by needing to be ready to be in a gunfight against someone with 3 times as much health as me. And as you probably noticed, getting a triple kill with a lot of guns in Black Ops is kind of a challenge, so that's a situation you want to try to avoid. And if you do find yourself in that situation, you want to be the one shooting first, and preferably have some cover. Also kind of like to have a teammate around for some support, get some more fire on the guy, maybe get some special grenades in, and worst comes to worst, avenge me. You put all that together, and it's important to know where they're coming from, and have all your team looking in the right direction. So while Painkiller may have been put into Modern Warfare 2 to discourage spawn trapping, it seems to have turned it into a necessary art form. So then we come to Black Ops, and you don't have to worry about Painkiller anymore. There are no more people running around with 3 times as much health as you. But in the end, Treyarch simply made it harder to spawn trap people. Or I should say, I have not been able to figure out the spawns in Domination, and given how important map control is, this is a constant point of annoyance for me. It's also much less important to give a team a flag to spawn on to prevent things from simply falling into chaos. It's largely chaotic anyway. At the same time, I've had games where I spawn behind my C flag while controlling the B flag on a linear map. That doesn't make any sense either. Come on, Treyarch. Okay, so the one redeeming thing this could do is make for faster-paced games. And I'll have to say that it makes faster-paced games possible. It doesn't make it. It's the players who decide how the game is going to be played. But if you have people who want to be aggressive, they can charge the enemies knowing they won't run into people with Painkiller. And since the spawns are already reasonably erratic as far as I can tell, it doesn't make it any worse for the rest of the team.
but I find that the erratic spawns really come at the expense of some of the longer range gameplay, especially the snipers. It seems that many maps offer longer lines of sight back towards a spawn area, but there'll be another spawn point behind that position where enemies can spawn too, and you can't control both. So that eliminates a lot of nice lines of sight for snipers because of the spawn system. And I find pretty much the same to be true for light machine guns. So how is Infinity Ward going to keep Modern Warfare 3 fast-paced? I really think it's very simple. They have to make sure players know where their enemies are, and so they can try to get to them and kill them. Now, given how easy it is to kill just about anything you can see in a Call of Duty game, it often comes down to knowing the map and the radar. So that obviously does include making spawns more predictable, but also making it harder to stay off the radar. I would not be surprised to see more drawbacks to silencers in terms of damage output and what else you sacrifice by putting on a silencer. I would not be surprised to find that they'd included something to keep more people running UAV. But I would be especially shocked if they kept the counter UAV as it is, either by making it a higher kill streak, making it a shorter duration, or it may not even be in the game. Finally, there's one thing that certainly should not be in the game. For some reason, Treyarch hates domination, and the same indication for your flag is being taken is also displayed when you look at your flag. Yeah, really fucking stupid. Well, that whole rant went downhill pretty fast. I'm sorry. Oh well. The good news is I have a project coming along quite nicely, so something to look forward to. Wow, that turned into quite the rant. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.